folks. Welcome back, Open Pagan Church. We get Discord pulled up here. Good morning,
Good,
Discord.
Good
good
morning.
morning.
Open Pagan Church. I do want to apologize to everyone now. My green screen lighting has kind of foobarred itself. I'm not real sure what the hell happened to that, but I seem to have a bit of a green haze going on behind me there.
You look like a little haze. Yep.
I got a little green little haze going on back there. I jacked with it this morning. Couldn't.
Are you trying to become a leprechaun?
You never know. I keep shrinking like I am. I will absolutely probably end up becoming a leprechaun. Uh-huh. Yep, yep, yep. Hope everyone's doing well. Still trying to get the damn camera adjusted. Right, Open Pagan Church, our conversation this morning is going to be on ancient symbology. Now, one of the things that I'm also going to be talking about in ancient symbology is the dangers of symbolism, most especially in today's day and time. Uh, well, actually, since the 1900s, a lot of the symbols have been being bastardized, they've been being changed, moved around. The meanings of them have been assumed by way too many people. The inverted cross, for example, was and always has been a Christian symbol from a priest that thought himself not worthy to wear the upright cross. Don't remember his name, but it
Uh,
what
that would be the first Pope of Rome.
was it the first pope? Okay, well there you go then.
Saint Peter.
Ah, right. Okay, well, uh,
And it actually wasn't an upside down cross. He was crucified upside down on an X.
oh, you're right. Yeah, but uneducated individuals in today's society have decided the inverted cross is a slang or a symbol of the Antichrist. Gotta leave that moment of silence in there for folks that know better to holler bullshit. So, anyway, yeah, Family Channel.
Well, technically it is. I mean, the symbolism is a uh, pissing on the Catholic faith, the Christian.
Right.
By burning the cross, you are disrespecting the symbolism of it.
Well, I get that, but, then there's the KKK, and, well, we just won't go there.
Ah, but let me tell you about the KKK.
Ah, there it goes. Come on, Lester.
Oh
The
boy.
KKK may burn a cross, but the KKK is a Christian-based organization, which
So-
is ironic and idiotic.
So they say, right?
Right. They are not devil worshippers. They are
Nope.
not, atheist,
Nope.
agnostic.
Nope.
They are Christians
They.
who burn a cross to represent the cleansing of America. It's idiots. It's a bunch of redneck idiots with nothing better to do on a Saturday night.
How many of those are there out there, my brother?
I know of one that lives right across the street from my brother, and he's a fucking idiot.
Well, there you go. So, I mean, let's think about some of the dangers that symbology has caused through the years, or the perception of symbology. Let's use the swastika. The swastika is the most feared symbol of anybody that thinks they know anything about the times of Germany.
And it actually originated in Tibet.
yes, it was a symbol of peace and tranquility, strength. And of course, some more idiots took it and turned it into some kind of Aryan white supremacy crap that today the showing of the swastika is idiocy within of itself because they have no idea what the damn thing means to begin with.
What about the United States and the Georgia rebel
So we have
flag?
Well, let's not even go there.
I know.
That-
It's totally
that-
wrong.
Well, not really.
That's a part of our history, and they're trying to destroy our history, and you cannot destroy history. It's been done.
Correct.
Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to undo what's been done, but you're actually not wrong, Cindy, because I grew up. Now, I grew up in about as deep a down south as you can get between Houston and Beaumont, unless you get over to Louisiana, way back off in the swamp, and we don't want to talk about Louisianans, do we, Lester?
Sure we do. We
Let-
fought in the Civil War.
Yeah, well, and at the end of the day, the Civil War was an absolute farce anyway. I mean, it was bullshit. It should have never happened to begin with. But then again, humans should never own humans, but they have since the beginning of time.
Well, actually, the Civil War, a lot of people misunderstand. The Civil War was, emancipation was just one part of the Civil War.
Right.
The U.S. government decided that they wanted to put sanctions on the South, and the South said, screw you, we're not going to accept your sanctions. We're just going to leave. And that's what started the Civil War. The matter of slavery came up about midway through.
Yeah.
The-
Yeah,
the
that's
Civil
right.
War.
Yeah. So I mean, even still, you think about the Confederate flag. The flag itself was just a simple symbol of a union of states that were, quote, in the South. And of course, much like the swastika, idiots took it and used it as a sign of just another way to be discriminatory. What was it you said? A bunch of idiots, Lester? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Just a bunch of idiots. Bunch of redneck idiots.
Yeah. Well. Yep. But if we think about it really and truly, the symbols you've got your, if we think about the pagan symbols, and of course, if nothing else, I've learned that trying to get my left-hand monitor over here to show up with the dam on the screen is Moss next, but the link to the page that I use for ancient symbology that I have used for years is linked in the description of the video. So whatever, if you're watching live, it's in the Facebook live. If you're watching our archives, it's going to be down in YouTube, Flickr, lbry.tv. Anyway, we're all over the damn place. It takes me 2 hours to upload these videos after they're done. But the whole point to the whole thing is, symbology is just a simple set of pictures that was developed back in the ancient times before text to describe who and what, to describe societies. Each, back in the days of the Celts, each tribe had their own symbol. Well, of course, those symbols later became flags, didn't they, when they come out with tapestry?
Yeah.
Every state...
They became runes first, then they became flags.
Right.
Yeah, runes and then flags. I keep forgetting about runes. Don't know why.
Right.
Mental block, I guess.
We all have those.
Half what I forgot. No. But you know, flags, hell, the symbols and symbology on flags, you know, take a look at the, oh, what the hell was it called? The Russian flag. Come on, somebody help me out here. What was that symbol? The hammer?
The sickle and the hammer.
Sickle and the hammer. Well, if I remember correctly, that did not originate as a damaging symbol or a controlling symbol.
It was a symbol of socialism.
Yeah, that's it.
The working for the betterment of the society.
Right.
Right. Well,
But
then
they took it a little bit. They took a little bit too far.
a little bit. You think?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah, not that humans ever take anything too far. But see,
But Stalin came up with the concept of the flag,
right.
the whole concept of unity in the country. His goal was to make Russia great. Sound familiar?
It does.
But in the process of it, it became the little guy had to work his ass off to make the top dogs in the government wealthy, where the little guy had to wait in line for bread and basics like shoes, but they were given to them. Okay? It was a basically it was a major welfare system where everybody had to work, but they had to wait in long lines to be able to receive the benefits from it. It doesn't work.
No.
People get groupie, and that's why the Soviet Union fell apart.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work, and I find it interesting that some people in other, quote, democratic societies are trying to do the same thing. But
because that's the rich wanting to get richer and step on the poor.
well, of course. I've always said the richer people get, the stupider they get. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. Yeah, well, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole either.
Nope.
Well,
We'll
That
digress.
rabbit hole closed for now.
Yeah, we'll just leave that one alone. But let's think about let's think about some other symbols that are used today. You know, the pentagram, the inverted pentagram, the sign of Baphomet. Well, Baphomet is not a sign of the devil. They demonized Baphomet because he's the sex god.
We can thank Uncle Alistair for that one.
Yeah, true that. But still, you know, they've
Well, I have
carried
a
it
friend
on.
I have a friend that used Baphomet. They worshipped as a
As a deity, yeah. Baphomet is
Yeah.
a deity.
uh-huh.
But he's just, you know, the funny part is people that have not researched Baphomet, some of them that worship him, now I don't want to talk, you know, bad about anybody's friend or anything, but if you think about it, how many people that worship Baphomet know that they're worshiping the god of sex?
Yes, she does.
He looks an awful lot like
Looks an awful lot like who?
Celtic god, Cronus, and the Greek god Pan.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, Pan, yeah,
and they were all considered gods of sex.
yeah. And
And that's what
you know, Judeo-Christianity, man, we're not having no sex unless we tell you can have sex.
no.
Right?
So we're going to devilize, demonize, and make illegal anything that has anything to do with sex.
You see, in the Christian faith, we pray to Mary for good fertility.
I ain't saying nothing.
We're gonna pray to a virgin. to
Anyway.
have babies.
Right, right. So, Um,
In just like in Japanese, I've got a lot of Japanese symbols around my house. You know, I was born there. I use the symbols for good luck and good fortune and prosperity.
well, see, this is another thing, and Cindy brings up a real good point. There's a trend right now where a boatload of teens and young adults are getting tattooed symbology of Japanese and Chinese symbols,
Yep.
and they have absolutely no idea what they're getting tattooed on themselves.
Yeah, they could be getting like a advertisement for a Chinese restaurant and they don't even know it.
Right, right. And um,
Nope.
we were sitting in the.
There,
Go ahead.
Come eat it
there,
once.
there was one girl that was on a group with my that said, "Oh, I'm gonna go get this Chinese symbol put on my arm. It looks real cool." I said, "Have you looked it up?" She looked it up. It meant dog. I said, "Did you really look it up?" She said, "Well, I can." I said, "Well, here's a site to go look it up." And I went and looked it up, but she did too. And I said, "It means dog." I said, "You really want it now?"
It's
Well,
not so cool anymore.
here's
Not cool anymore.
here's a lot of people, a lot of things people just don't understand. If you take one line in a Japanese symbol and you tilt it slightly, or you accidentally put a little hick off in one line,
Mm-hmm.
it's a completely different meaning. I mean, I absolutely know no diddly squat about Japanese symbols, and
There's,
I'm
there's Japanese and Chinese and Vietnamese. They're all so much alike. Like you said, any little hick, any little swipe, and it's so much different.
right. But
It's more of an art form than actual language, to tell you the truth.
right, right, and but see, and that's the biggest thing. So many people are losing and or have lost the absolute meaning of where these symbols come from. I mean, Japanese and Chinese training has been going on for thousands of years, and these kids that are raised with it that know what these symbols mean, they tend to have a little fun with some of the Westerners because all they got to do is put a little tick on one of the lines and it means something completely different. They're like, "You'll go out, you'll get this tattoo, make you look cool."
We put dragon on you.
We
Dragon reads dumbass.
right, right. And we make light of it. I mean, we have a little fun with it. We make light of it, but when you think about it, it's an absolute dangerous situation because I mean, back in early 2000, we had kids getting kicked out of school because they were wearing their pentagrams on the outside of their shirt, the same way that the crosses were being worn on the outside of their shirt, and the Star of David. Well,
Mm-hmm.
anybody that knows me knows I went down and had a conversation with the school district, and
Yep. Thank you very much.
the school district decided, well, you can't do anything to us. In fact, their exact words to me were, um, "This high school is a Christian-based organization." Well, that's all I needed to hear. Picked up the phone, made a bit of a phone call to some friends of mine over in Beaumont, over in the Beaumont Bureau of Investigations, FBI, and I said, "Here it is. Here's what was said. Um, I would like something done about it because they're in violation of the Constitution of the United States, and they're trying to put a public school in the same breath as a Christian organization."
Boy,
Heroku. Yeah.
boy, did they start jumping hoops.
Liberty High School was chained for 24 hours. Um, the next week, there were pentagrams, there were inverted crosses, there were crosses. There were stars of David being worn in the school. Now,
That was Sabrina, right?
yeah, well, with Sabrina
Yeah,
and several others, yeah, but
yeah. She
still,
spread
huh?
she spread the word. She spread the word so fast in that band. It was like throughout the school, and it was like next morning everybody was like giggling and walking down the halls just gloating.
Well, I mean, the thing of it is, bullying did still take place, and we did have to have some conversation about bullying. But
Hmm?
even still today, I mean, like for example, my place of employment, they're and they're a faith-based organization, and but their idea is the reason you don't wear a necklace in the medical field is because it can get you hurt. So if you're going to wear a necklace, as they put it, you must keep it tucked so that it cannot fall out of your shirt. That goes for everybody. Which I get it. Great. They're absolutely right. I mean, you start talking about the medical industry and some of the things they have to deal with. Um, some of those necklace chains are unbreakable, and you wind yourself face to face with somebody you don't want to wind up face to face with. But symbology itself I wish I could say symbology's come a long way. I wish I could say that
I think
symbology, huh?
I think it's digressed. I'm sorry.
Well, it has. No, and you're right. I wish I could say that symbology is more accepted nowadays in 2020. I wish I could say, um, with the technological boom and the advent of the internet and people communicating globally and what have you, I wish I could say people have become a little bit more enlightened and a little bit more educated. You notice I said I wish I could say.
Yeah, huh?
Sadly, I've deleted so many people off of my Facebook over the last 10 days because of stupid, unjustified posted rhetoric crap over stuff that people don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I don't want to get into that topic because that's the more or less the topic for Live with the Showman today.
Yep.
Put a little plug in for Live with the Showman. Come on 11 a.m. There you go. But anyway, the whole thing behind symbology is if you're going to present a symbol, or if you're going to wear a symbol, if you're going to get a tattoo of a symbol, know what you're getting. Um,
That's like I have right here. I'm gonna post it later. Someone gave me a symbol. I mean, a amulet that I have no idea what it is.
but do you wear it?
No, I will not wear it until I know what it is because it's got a Star of David at the top. That's all I recognize.
What's the rest of it look like?
Uh, let's see if I can get it on Discord.
Well, I mean, no. Here's an idea, Cindy.
Hmm.
Um, take a picture of it and put the picture in the chat for Open Pagan Church this morning. Someone might be able to watch this later and give you an idea of what it means.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and put it because I got the book of symbolism sitting in my hand.
Yeah, that's one of the things that for many years before the HOP ever started, Lester and I used to sit and talk a lot about symbology and symbolism, and people's actions are also a form of symbolism. What kind of symbol are you putting out there for yourself when you're acting different ways? um, how a person dresses has become a symbology for self-expression. I've had more than one job that wouldn't hire me because of my beard. I'm like, well, are you hiring me for 30 years experience in the computer industry, or are you hiring me because you want a pretty boy? I'm,
Right.
I'm not going to dye my hair for you. Um, I'm not going to go out and get plastic surgery so that I can become a 50 some odd year old pretty boy. Besides that, there's no way I could afford that much plastic surgery. Shut up, Lester. Yeah.
Aw.
Aw.
It's just that much.
I had that much, bruh.
Alright,
I
then
was going to take a whole new body.
That would be nice. This one's
What is
been
that?
beat to hell.
Alright, then open Bacon Church post.
Where? You didn't post it in chat.
Oh, in chat. I posted on that one. Oh, okay.
Dookie, 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 dookie.
Did,
Well, I mean,
did.
somebody will look at it and maybe come up with an idea. Hell. But what are some of the things? What are some of the things that we can do? Those of us that have been in the pagan community for a while. So what are some of the things that we can do when it comes to symbology? So she puts it in chat. I'm talking about in
Oh,
open
that's a talisman.
pagan live. I know can see it. Other people know can see it.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Lester?
So that's a talisman.
Yeah, I know. What is it?
Fine.
What?
It's Hebrew.
Is it Hebrew?
Yes, it's Hebrew.
Great.
See
There's
the,
nothing wrong with Hebrew. Hebrew's cool.
you see the Semitic symbols made by the cross?
So anyway, while they're talking about this, where I was going, what are some of the things that we as a society can do when it comes to incorrect usage of symbology? I know that for myself, if I see someone wearing a pentagram, or a pentacle as you call it, a pentacle is a pentagram without the circle in case you don't know. The pentagram is the actual star with the circle around it, and the pentacle is just the star. For those of you that didn't know.
Which originated in Mesopotamia.
Oh, you're talking about that symbol Cindy's, that necklace Cindy's got?
The pentacle.
Hang on, I'm coming over there to look at it. Oh, alright. It's either Hebrew or Hindu.
Yeah, it won't let me post in chat.
Oh, alright.
That's why I did an open Bacon.
Well, I mean, you're
No.
not Hebrew or Hindu, Cindy. So
Nope. Nope. I find a
But it-
Hebrew church somewhere around here. Give it to him.
Yeah, it's a talisman.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
What-
isn't it the symbol of strength or blessing or something?
I don't. That's what.
I don't know,
I don't
but I'll go find a
Hebrew
Hebrew.
Well, I mean, at this, it would be something you could hang above your altar because depending on what the person's intent was when they gave it to you.
Right.
I mean, I've had people.
It was my dad's.
Well,
I
your
don't know
dad-
why he had it.
Your dad
Probably thought it was cool.
probably thought it was cool. Yep. Yep, and that's exactly where I was fixing to go um, to kind of start the wind down is
Yeah, go ahead.
no, you're fine. The coolness of symbology. Well, I wear it because it's cool. Well, then there's the flip side that says I wear it because it pissed off my parents. People who wear symbols because it pisses off society, or they have a something tattooed on them because it pissed off someone in their family. Well, those of you folk that are coming up, keep in mind that tattoo removal is expensive and painful as hell. I was 30 years old when I got my first tattoo. It's on my back, and it took 2.5 hours.
Ouch.
That's what I said, among a few other very well placed words. But, do yourself a favor, those of you that are thinking about symbology and wanting to get tattoos and what have you, and all the rest of it. Tattoos are great, symbols are great, if you know what the symbol means. I've been known to yank the pentagram off of a couple of people's necks because when I ask them, I notice you wear a pentagram. Are you of any particular path? And they go, what? What you mean, path? Are you wearing a pentagram? Symbol of paganism. I ain't no pagan. I ain't no pagan. I reach up and yank it off their neck and hand it back to them, and I say, look, stupid. The pentagram is a symbol of paganism. Paganism is a polytheistic belief system believing in the multiple deities, gods, and or goddesses. Simple as that. Ding! Anything else outside of that is a particular path. So, why are you wearing a pentagram? Well, it pissed off Mama and Daddy. And I tend to kind of sit there and look at it. Alright, so if you're wearing a symbol just to piss off Mama and Daddy, find another symbol. Because pagans have gone through enough repression through the years. We don't need some Billy Joe Bob idiot out there running around with pentacles or pentagrams on just to piss off Mama and Daddy. So, that's how I handle it. But then we all know I used to be, not anymore, but I used to be a bit of a hothead. I'm calm, cool, and collected these days.
Aren't we all?
So how do y'all handle it? If you see somebody that, is trying to befriend you or work their way into the group, come into the group or whatever, how have you been known to handle symbology? Anybody?
Well, if someone comes in and asks, what a pentacle means to me or something, I will give them what our beliefs are in the grove, but also I will show them some, you know, certain web pages like the ancient symbols. We have one of those, or I will find one of the Celtic symbols that we follow, and I'll send them to those pages. Because most of the time, people interact face to face. We don't do anymore. Very rare. I usually have like group chats or some places that we do, and I usually send them, certain places. And like our open pagan church, I've sent a couple places, people here, and they usually pop in once in a while.
Well, yeah, it's the reason I try to do the symbology video or symbology broadcast once a year, once every other year, something like that. If I think about it, because we get we get newcomers. They kind of come through and they're grazing through the videos. Well, people don't want to graze through now almost 6 years of videos, and I get it. But I think pretty much the way symbology needs to be handled, and this is this is my closing remarks, unless anybody has anything else to say on the topic.
Mm, Nah.
If if you're going to wear a symbol, are you going to display a shirt with a symbol on it? If you're going to wear a hat with a symbol on it, if you're going to tattoo yourself with symbology, know what it is you're getting. I think that's all anybody could ever ask for symbology is understand what it is you're getting. Just because it's a bunch of intersecting lines that you think is cool, you may come across somebody in that culture that knows what that symbol means, and you may find several people pointing and laughing at you because
Or
like
slapping
we
you silly.
huh
Or slapping you silly.
yeah, one of the two, slapping you around, laughing at you, something, because something that you may think is really cool, maybe maybe telling someone else to go F themselves. Or you may have a symbol tattooed on you that somebody came up with that says, I'm a dumbass. And people of that culture know how to read that. So my only idea is that if you're going to wear a symbol and you're going to display a symbol of some kind, know what it is you're wearing. Look it up. Ask around. If you know people of the culture of the symbol that you want to get, ask them. Don't necessarily always take them at their first word, but go look it up. I mean, hell, we got Google, we've got Bing, we've got DuckDuckGo, we've got all kinds of web searches out there. Just look the damn thing up. So anyway, right. Well, I'm going to send you off now. Send you on down your way to have a good day. We're going to bugger off and get ready for Live with the Shaman. Comes up at 11 a.m. Central Time. We'll hope to see you there. Have a great week. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time here on Open Pagan Church.